welcome back to Jim's Garage Toys. Today's project, we're going to be doing an oil change on my daughter's 2019 Prius C. This will cover all Prius C models from 2012 to 2019. This is a pretty standard oil change, nothing tricky to it. It does use, for this model year, for the 2019, it does use a standard metal oil filter, a spin-on filter. I'm not sure about some earlier years, so make sure you get the right filter for your car if it uses a canister or not. So, and the car's behind me. We got it up on ramps, so we'll go ahead and get started. So the 2019 Prius C uses 0W20 oil. Here is an oil filter. This is the shorter version. They do make a larger version, which can have a little more filter capacity. So, and it does fit without a problem. So you can use those too if you want. So here is a new gasket for the oil drain plug. I do recommend you replace that every time. Doesn't mean it will leak if you reuse it, but why worry about it for a few cents? So tools you need. Most Toyotas take a 14 millimeter for the drain plug. You can use a wrench or a socket. And then typically on these, I use a socket and an extension with the, oh, it's right over there behind you. Yeah, and that too. See it right there. And then with some type of tool to get the oil filter off. So that's all you need with a rag and a drain pan, and you're good to go. This car requires the use of a 10 millimeter socket. I almost forgot. It's got a little panel under there, and I'll show it to you in just a second, that has 3 10 millimeter bolts. Drop those, it gives you access to the filter and drain plug. So super easy. So I'm under the car now, and here is the panel. And you can see that right here. So there's 3 10 millimeters. There's one there, there's one right over here, and there's one in that side. So you drop those 3 out, this panel pops right off and gives you access to it. So we'll go ahead and do that. Go ahead and the use of a power ratchet here is significantly quicker. There's one. There's 2. There's 3, and it just pops right off. And then underneath, there's our filter and our oil pan is right there. So yeah, and the actual drain plug, this panel actually gives access to the oil filter right here. The oil pan is under another hole. You don't have to actually move anything to get access to the drain plug, but for the oil filter you do. So now that that's done, we'll go ahead and crack the oil pan bolt and we'll get it draining.
All right,
so the oil is draining now. So time to remove the oil filter. So what you want to do is go ahead, remember lefty loosey, righty tighty. So you're right. So get it loose. What I like to do is once you get it loose where it'll unturn by hand. Did you get it loose enough?
Yeah.
Okay. So once it's loose enough to get it turned by hand, then just use the extension you've got to spin it off, and then you don't have to touch the hot oil filter. There you go. So there's your oil. Bring it down nice and slow. There you go. Tits it and just drop it into the pan. There you go, just like that. Just leave it. So there it is in the pan. So now what you always want to do is you want to take a rag and you want to wipe the surface of where the oil filter mounts to the engine. So that big flat surface there. Just want to wipe it clean, make sure there's no dirt and grit on it where the new filter is going to mate up to it. There you go. So it only takes a second. It's not sterilizing it, just a quick wipe. And then you can grab your new filter Now, if you're using aftermarket filters, make sure that the O-ring comes off with the old filter. So if you get, I'll show this to you. So on a Toyota filter, it comes with a cellophane wrap around it, and the O-ring is kind of pinched in there. I've never seen one not come off with the filter, but aftermarket ones are not done like that. These are also pre-lubricated, so you don't have to worry about anything. You can spin them right on. But an aftermarket filter, most of the O-rings are dry, so you want to dip your finger in some fresh oil and just smear some filter or some oil onto the filter O-ring, so make sure it seals up nicely. So, but Toyota filters are nice because they come like that, and I've never seen it on there. So now that the filter is off, you've wiped it. Now go ahead and take your new filter after it's lubed, if it's an aftermarket one, and always start it by hand, and you will feel it seat as it spins on. It should be effortless. And then go all the way up and get it seated. And I tighten these only by hand. I get them as tight as I can by my hand. I don't use a tool. I don't use it. You can use a tool to spin if it's a hard reach, but that O-ring is what seals it. It's not like a bolt that has to be on really tight. So normally, once it makes contact, about 3/4 of a turn is what you'll get, and that's good enough, and you're good to go there. So the next step, we'll be moving on, and once the oil is finished dripping, which in this case it has, we'll go ahead and put the drain plug back on. So this is our oil drain plug location, and right here is our old gasket. So you always want to make sure that you get the old gasket off if you're going to be replacing it. Don't double them up. You'll get an oil leak most of the time. So in a pinch, you could reuse it, but if you plan ahead, go ahead and pop that one off. All it takes is a little flathead screwdriver, and go in there and a little pressure to the side, and usually it will pop right off. Don't try to pry it, just push it. There you go. So, and it will pop off, and now we're golden. So you can let this drip for hours, but there's no need. So now take your new plug. Let me show this. Okay. So take the new plug, and there's the new gasket on it. And now we're going to go ahead and spin that back into the hole. So then position your cover on. You can start these by hand if you want, a couple of screws, and then you can go ahead and, if you have, this is where if you have a ratchet, a power ratchet, this saves you a lot of time and makes it quick and easy to get back on. There you go, there's one, there's two, and there's three. And that is it, folks. We are done underneath the car. Now we just have to fill it up and we're good to go. So this car takes 3.9 quarts with a filter change, 0W20 synthetic. So I'll start pouring and just check it as you get close.
Grandpa.
This is Amy. You want to be a YouTube star, huh? My granddaughter, this is who I'm going to be teaching to help me. Amy, you want to help Grandpa later when you get bigger? Huh? Just a little nudge. Well, yeah, because it's the right mark. So fill to the appropriate level, and you are done. So hopefully this helps anybody with a Prius C out there learn the appropriate steps to change your oil and filter. This is a very easy car to do this on. So that's nice. One thing I didn't mention though, and I will, is some cars, and this is one of them, the oil filter is inverted. So it spins on and you can actually pre-fill the oil filter. I forgot to show this, but you can pour a little bit of oil in the filter and pre-fill it, and it will help it build oil pressure quicker when you do a cold start again with a fresh fill. So now that we've got the right amount of oil in it, we'll go ahead and put the cap on, and this is a job done. So thanks for joining me. Appreciate it. Hit the like and subscribe button if this helps. Help me grow my channel. And working toward 1,000 subscribers here, so appreciate the help. So thank you much, guys, and we'll see you on the next video.